going on, you guys? Welcome to Fracture Compass, and today we're going to be going through a list of haunts that have been announced in SoCal lately. We're excited.
Yeah, and this isn't every single haunt that's been going on in SoCal. I'm sure there's many more home haunts that are out there, but we have just highlighted some of the major players and some of the smaller players that are able to do something this year.
And I'm so happy to see that there are haunts that are being announced. You know, people are finding really creative ways to make this happen, so it's good to see. Haunt community is coming together.
Yeah. Remember, Halloween is always going to happen, but these are some of the events that you can go to this year for Halloween 2020.
Yeah.
First one up is LA Haunted Hayride.
Yeah. That was the one I think we had the biggest suspicion that it was going to be coming back, because we felt that it was probably the easiest for it to come back. Not easy in terms of, like, you know, they had to make a lot of changes. I'm sure that was hard, but it was adaptable. That is definitely an event that can change and adapt to meet whatever needs has to happen.
Right, and they are definitely stepping it up. It will not be in the same place this year. Everybody is used to going to Griffith Park, and I thought, okay, well, are we gonna like drive through that area and go through? It's not. It's going to be over in Benelli Regional Park, which is over by the old Raging Waters. Is Raging Waters still a thing?
Raging Waters is a thing.
Okay.
Not now, obviously, but it literally, because I actually went and scoped out that area 2 weekends ago just to see if it had the same feel as Griffith Park, because you guys know Griffith Park is such a iconic area, and it is very dense with its trees, and you genuinely feel like, especially at night, you feel like you're in a forest. So I was like, okay, well, I want to see if Benelli Park feels like a forest in itself. And there were quite a few areas that were heavily covered in like trees and foliage, and then there was a lot of areas that was just desert. So I have a sneaking suspicion that it's going to be in those areas covered in trees, and I hope it is, because that's really, I think, in my mind, what makes Haunted Hayride so special, is that you genuinely feel like you're out in the woods, you know?
Yeah. You absolutely do, and you know, Griffith Park is a zoo and scary place all on its own. It doesn't need any help. But that event will be going September 25th through November 1st. And you can get tickets at lahauntedhayride.com. They range all the way from, what, 50? Yeah. All the way up to $200 if you want to do the Platinum Experience. So check those out online, because they are definitely tiered for the nights that you want to go or the experiences you want to have. They do have basically a drive-through area, and you're going to be going up into a very, very big lot where there's going to be like a 40-foot screen. Yeah. So basically what they say is an original haunt show featuring a multimedia story displayed on a 40-foot screen, as well as horrifying sets and characters from Midnight Falls that surrounded the theater and bring the story to life. And I think your horror movie host is going to be Monty Revolta.
Is that the guy that was the radio?
Same guy.
Yes, I loved him. He was so great last year.
So we are definitely going back to Midnight Falls, and we're definitely going to be seeing those characters again. And I think that guy's going to be brought out just a little bit more, because you went to go see the show that he did last year.
So funny.
Yeah, and I was like, what is this show? And then I saw it on the video, and I was like, oh my god, it's super funny.
It was hilarious, and it seemed like it was just a lot of improv, and it was just so like casual, and it just felt, I don't know, I loved it, and I love that character, so I'm happy that he's coming back. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
It also, you know, it's kind of nice to see that they're incorporating a new element into the Haunted Hayride, but, you know, holding its roots, because you're going to go through the main entrance, you're going to go through this, you're in your own car, like a little drive-through, and they're going to have new props, they're going to have old props, then you're going to go into this, like you said, this big area, and that's going to be like the meat and potatoes of this event. That is the entree. Yeah. And then when you leave, there might be a little bit more props to see, and then you're out. So really the big thing about this event is that show, that screen that you're going to go to. And that's why I think the pricing was based around that experience alone. It was like, you know, what row do you want to be in to experience the show?
Because based off of what ticket you buy, that's what row you're going to be seated. General is obviously going to be, or seated in your cars. General is obviously going to be in the back, and then you've got like premiums, and then you've got your platinums that are like right dead front. Yeah. And Platinum Experience, I think you also get out of your car and you're able to sit in your own stationary hay bucket ride thing. It's not going to go anywhere. It's just a different experience.
Yeah, and I guess it's more like you're outside of your car, so maybe you feel a little bit more exposed, but I highly doubt scare actors are going to get even close to you.
I am absolutely sure that everything is going to be completely social distanced.
Yeah.
So
agreed.
That's going to be a good thing. So check that out, guys, and we will now play their trailer.
You're tuned to MFAM Radio. It's almost Halloween here, and midnight falls. Halloween is back!
That looks so incredible. I'm excited. You guys should be excited too, and if you're not, then I mean, do you even have a pulse? I'm just kidding.
So check them out. Our next haunt that is a new major player that came out this year, and they were kind of the first ones to say, hey, we're doing this, is OC Fair's Urban Legend Haunt.
Yeah, that was the first drive-through experience that we heard of, that was announced, and I think that really set the stage and that set the table for all these other haunts to announce their drive-thrus, but this was the first one, and I think this is what made us feel like Halloween is saved in some sort of capacity. This is the way. Drive-thrus are the way of 2020, as we've been seeing here, So I'm excited for this, mainly just because I want to see how different each drive-thru experience is going to be, and this one just seems so completely... Like, they have a specific theme. They're going to do a story with urban legends. They're going to tell these intricate stories through your car, and I'm just excited to see how they're going to do that. Because Haunted Hayride, you're going to have this 40-foot screen that's going to tell you the story. This, I don't believe, is going to be that. You're going to just park your car on 3 different spots.
Yeah, you're going to be like going through something, and then you stop your car.
Yeah.
And then that event is going to go. Then you're going to move through again, and then you're going to stop your car. So I think you stop your car 3 times. You will have to turn your car off for the safety of everything, because they thought about. We want the driver to have an experience as well.
Yeah.
Because as you know, if you are going to be the driver, you might miss some stuff because you're paying attention to the road.
And I love that. I love that they really thought about that one too.
Keep your scare actors safe too.
Well, oh, absolutely.
And there was also something that was kind of interesting because I saw some drive-through haunts that were happening in Orlando, and before you can even go into the event, they checked your gas, they checked your brake lights, they checked your tire pressure. They wanted to make sure everything was good before you drive through. So I'm like, is that how it's going to be on this, or are they going to kind of just streamline it through?
I think that our state is very different.
Yeah.
And I just feel like they're not going to touch people's cars.
Yeah, well, they didn't touch the cars, but they shined a flashlight and they're like, okay, where's your tank at,
Yeah, but to even check your tire pressure, they have to put a tire gauge on your...
Well,
so...
Maybe see, the video wasn't exactly clear, but they were shining flashlights on your tires, maybe just looking to see if any of them looked flat. So when I say tire pressure, I think it's just like a visual inspection only. Visual inspection on your gas gauge, making sure your brake lights work. It's just all visual.
Okay, that makes more sense.
So I think that would be...
I don't know, because that wasn't said.
Yeah.
But we don't know what kind of procedures they're going to put in place. So any procedures that a haunt does put in place, please just...
Let us know.
Let us know if what's going on, or
and
comply.
them. Yeah, just follow them without complaining.
Like, just comply, because it's a different time right now, and it's in a different year, and...
Don't be a Karen. Don't you be a Karen. Wear the masks, have a full tank of gas.
So...
And have fun.
Yeah. This Urban Legends Haunt, drive-through Halloween haunt, guests will enjoy in the safety of their own vehicle, a drive-through where scare seekers will experience immersive storytelling and terrifying sets. Guests will be entertained by live performances throughout their drive, plus experience 3 interactive show zones, and an immersive show of lights, sound, special effects, and monsters will come alive. So I'm very, very excited for this event because, again, they were the first ones to come out and be like, hey, we doing this.
We saving Halloween.
That's right. So Urban Legends is going to be running from October 1st through November 1st on certain nights at the OC Fairgrounds. They do also have tiered pricing. It'll be $49.99 all the way up to those VIP experiences, $119. Please beware of the ticket fees. The ticket fees are very high. They're $20 to $25. So just be aware that you're going to be paying that on top of what your ticket price is. And you can find them at urbanlegendshaunt.com.
This Halloween season, dare to be scared in a whole new way. Three shows, drive-through immersive sets, terrifying live performances, original special effects, all while trapped in the seat of your own car. See your favorite and scariest urban legends of Southern California come to life to scare you to death. Your Halloween is saved. Buckle up.
Next one to pop up on the list is Welcome to Hellfest. Okay.
No, this one I actually found out about it because a friend just sent me like an image of Welcome to Hellfest on Instagram in my messages, and I was like, well, what's this? And genuinely, when I saw this event, it was just a couple pictures and there was like a website. It didn't really explain a whole lot about what this event was. I just knew it was going to be happening somewhere in Los Angeles in like a forest area, and I bought tickets to it. And my first thought was, am I going to die? Like, is this going to be an experience where like no one knows about it and I'm just going to roll up and I'm going to get kidnapped and I'm going to get killed? And I've actually been seeing so much more advertising on this event, and now I understand a little bit more about what's happening. So we know that for sure this is going to be taking place in
Sylmar.
Sylmar.
Where the basement is.
Yeah, it's going to be taking place kind of like in a heavily forested area in the middle of nowhere, and there's going to be DJ, food, and 2 mazes that have multiple exits that you can go through, and lots of scare actors. So this to me is, I think, going to be the closest thing that we can get to a haunt, like a normal traditional haunt that we would typically experience. With that being said, the website does say that they are going to be compliant with COVID-19 procedures, and I am curious to see how they're going to do that with scare actors walking around in the mazes, DJ, food. Like, it's interesting.
It is going to be interesting, and I know there are some people that have these outside events like Knott's that have been doing their outdoor Taste of Knott's, Taste of Calico, where they have like a team of their own people basically going around making sure that people are social distancing, and that everything's fine. But this is going to be out in the middle of this 40-acre kind of ranch kind of thing, and I think the way that I was reading it is it's kind of got this Dark Harbor feel.
Yes.
It's got a heavy Dark Harbor feel, not, so much the theming, but with you going through, because I think the mazes are in the forefront from what I was reading this morning.
And there's only 2.
And there's only 2, and you go through the mazes, and then when you come out to the other end, after you're past the scare zones, you then go into the festival part of it. So, and like you said, DJs, bars, food, probably food trucks, things like that, like outdoor vendors. So
I think we can completely get on board with that because we like the feel of Dark Harbor. We kind of like the outdoor, like carnival-esque kind of theme, and I wonder if that's what it's going to feel like. I am very excited about the event, but I'm kind of like cautiously optimistic about it, and I don't exactly know what I'm cautious about. I think I just need to go in there with an open mind and hope that there's people out there that are going to respect the rules, and there's people out there that are going to be able to socially distance and have a good time. So we'll see.
Yeah, we will absolutely see. It's going to be running October 22nd to the 24th, and then October 30th and the 31st. So it's only going to be those nights from 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. And like we said, there's 2 mazes, scare zones, and then a COVID-safe party with DJs and food vendors. It's going to be on Canyon Road, Sylmar, and you guys can check out every single bit of information on welcometohellfest.com, they've got many tiers of tickets.
Yeah.
They're going to be ranging $55 for general admission, all the way up to $2,000 for what they're calling a cabana ticket, where you get an exclusive cabana table, an RIP experience for the whole party. First 2 bottles are free, including mixes, and a personal scare host for the duration of the event. So there you go.
Hellfest. That's going to be one to be looking out for.
That's right. So all that info again is welcometohellfest.com, and you can check that out. All right. So let's start going smaller.
Yeah.
Let's start going smaller.
Yeah.
And let's bring it to the Corona Haunt.
Okay, so this is
Interesting name, isn't it?
yeah, the Corona Haunt.
We live
That's a
in
little
California.
too meta for me.
We live in California, and just up the road is a tiny little town called Corona.
Yeah.
Which is so ironic this year.
So Corona Haunt I've actually never heard of. Don't hate me, but I've never heard of it before this year. And I think maybe that is why it's kind of nice to look back and kind of explore all these home haunts that have been popping up, because we've always said we wanted to do it and we never really got around to doing it because the big events kind of took the reins. They take over. And so Corona Haunt is this little haunt that has been going on for some years now, and they're doing a new event this year called Shadow Mountain. Tickets are free. Your admission to this event is free, but you do have to make a reservation online, or you can go up to this event and scan a QR code and they will tell you to come back in a virtual line, but you are going to have to wait in your cars. So this is something that seems exciting. We've watched some videos of the past, and it's like not Scary Farm quality.
I was like, you know, Mike put it on and I'm watching and I'm all like, okay, so I'm like back in 2000 at Not Scary Farm. Like,
Yeah.
It was, even though it was, you know, I was like, this is like, you know, Carnival of Carnival Clown. And I think they do a different theme every year.
Yeah.
But it just totally gave me Scary Farm vibes.
Yeah, and you know, who can beat free? Especially with like the hard times that have been happening right now. You know, people have lost their jobs and they might just need some sort of fun escape. This is a really awesome looking event, and I think it's going to be really accessible for people. Mm-hmm. So I would highly recommend going on coronahaunt.com
coronahaunt.com.
and make a reservation now. Just do it, you know?
And that's going to be running October 22nd through the 25th, and then the 23rd through the 29th, and then the 30th and the 31st. But check out the website, and then you had to find the address.
So I actually couldn't find the address on the website itself.
Right.
I went on a Yelp review and they had like directions and it pointed me towards this house off the 91. So I'm hoping that's what it is, and I'm hoping maybe we'll get more information later.
Right.
We'll see, but hopefully more stuff comes out the closer it gets to the event.
Yeah, because the way that they're doing it is they have the system up, and when you make the reservation, you get a text back saying like, okay, thank you for reserving your time, and you have this. So I'm hoping that they'll text you, because they have your number in their system, that they'll text you and be like, here's the place, or a reminder, here's the address, you know? Because I looked throughout the website, I was all like, where is this? But if it's a home, I'm thinking that they possibly, for safety reasons, didn't put their address up on a website.
Maybe, yeah. And I think because it's at the same area, I believe it's at the same house every year, from what I understand. Maybe some people, maybe just so many people know where it's at that they're like, we don't need to put it on there. But we will find out one way or another. We're not going to let a little detail like that stop us from going to this event. We will do our research.
Where are you?
Where are you?
Bring it to the Haunted Rose. Now, the Haunted Rose is in Whittier. It's actually run by an ex kind of lead that we had Infected, and he is very heavy into H.P. Lovecraft. So this is very, very H.P. Lovecraft based haunt. And one year he actually had an entire maze that he made through his house that was amazing quality. He's been to Midsummer Scream. He's taken his haunt over there. And this year he's just doing a display. It's basically called The Color Out of Space, and it's running October 30th and the 31st. And we have a little bit of info on that.
The Haunted Rose is a haunted house we started in October 2016. It is based on the literary writings of H.P. Lovecraft and other Gothic horror writers of the time. The Haunted Rose centers on the Rose Mortuary and its owner, the eccentric Dr. Macabre, who practices the dark arts and sciences by studying from the Necronomicon. Now, for October 2020, The Haunted Rose presents a live theatrical performance of H.P. Lovecraft's The Color Out of Space. The Color Out of Space centers on a mysterious meteorite landing on the Gardner family farm outside the city of Arkham, Massachusetts. The meteorite seeps into the ground and starts affecting the Gardners and the local wildlife in strange ways that can't be explained. We have partnered with Fog It Up Fog to deliver a live show that is COVID safe. It will have nightly performances on October 30th and 31st at 12116 Groveland Avenue in Whittier, California. We've done everything we can to make this show COVID safe and socially distance friendly. We will also feature trick-or-treating throughout the neighborhood nightly and mini performances nightly, so we really hope that you'll join us at the Haunted Rose this October. See you soon.
So check that out. An amazing talent. I don't understand. I wish I had the money and the time to like make something like these people are making at their homes.
I think it's been years in the making for a lot of people. You know, they just build and collect. So again, there's something about home haunts and people that do these events like this, that there's passion behind it. And it's not for the money. It's just you love Halloween and you just want to do the best you can to put on this awesome display. And I think this is what we're going to get with this experience, is a guy that just is going to go hard on the decoration.
I think a couple years ago when we walked through it, I was like, this is insane.
Yeah.
This is insane. This is thousands of dollars. Plus, he owns his own effects company as well, that he makes things. So he's a fabricator.
Yeah.
He's a fabricator, so I'm just like, God, this is such an amazing experience.
The sky's the limit for that guy then.
Yeah, you know. And let's move a little further down into Rancho Cucamonga, where you're going to find the creators of Helser Cemetery.
I actually have not heard of this one. Enlighten me.
Okay. We went to Midsummer Scream 2019. Did you see a cemetery display?
Yeah.
And we'll put
all the
some
pumpkins?
No. It was a cemetery. It was a cemetery. It had a full on horse-drawn hearse.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Okay, and there was like a mausoleum, and it said Helser Cemetery on it and everything. I'll put footage of that. Yeah. Okay, same guy who did that, who brought that to Midsummer, is going to be doing something. Going to be doing a display on The Purge this year.
Ooh, that's going to be interesting. That's going to be at his home.
So that's going to be at his home, and he is doing The Purge this year. So it's his first time taking on an IP, and it was really funny because he kind of said, hey, Helser Cemetery isn't going to go this year. We're going to be taking a year off and stuff. And then all of a sudden, he comes in with The Purge. So,
oh, okay.
All right.
Is this an event that you have to have a reservation, or are you allowed to just kind of roll up and see?
You are allowed to just roll up at this point, as far as I know. And it's just going to be a display of a Purge scene.
Okay.
So yard displays, man. Yard displays are going to be working.
But we'll put up some pictures now, and we will go ahead and play their trailer that they made.
Purify her flesh, cleanse her soul.
This is not a test. May God be with you all.
Yeah. displays.
Yeah.
This display, like, just, he has a wall up right now that, I mean, the wall that you see, and it's, you know, there's iron bars on the windows, and there's like burn marks and broken glass and things like that, and you're just kind of like,
you need to get hired at like a huge event or something, because it's just incredible.
I'm blown away at the amount of time and effort and love that goes into all these home haunts.
I know it.
You know, like we're all about like the theme parks and the events and things like that, but I really feel like the home haunts have that love and that ownership about it, that, you know, like, I created this, you know.
I would love for us to create our own home haunt, but I think because we are so much more about the experience of like going to these events, that like, I don't know if we can make it work, but I would love to like at least put our foot in that little, you know.
And I think
we have maze ideas.
Yeah, like we've talked about it all the time, like this is what we would do, but I mean, you know, right now, like you said, we go to a lot of events. We just have the experiences and stuff, and you know, and Jackson and I are heavy into scare acting, so it's like we don't really have the time and effort, but that doesn't mean 20 years from now, you know, when our bodies are
no longer like, able to scare.
Yeah, like no longer to do those things, and we've, you know, we were like, hey, let's do it. Let's make an event, and it can go to places like, you know, the 17th Door, where they just had an idea, they took the time and they put the money into it, and look what kind of event that turned out to be.
Yeah, that was pretty,
you know.
That's an intense one. For
yeah,
sure.
It's an intense event, but it's a fun event to go to if you're into that kind of thing.
Yeah. Next up is another home haunt, and it's called Pirate's Cave. This one takes place in Orange County in the city of Orange, and this is not a walkthrough experience, it is a show. So it's a home haunt, they have a display, it's obviously pirate themed, and it's about a 10-minute interactive show. And this one I've heard wonderful things about, and I'm excited to see what they have to offer, because, you know, pirates can be freaky if you do it right, for sure. But I think this is more geared for like a family-friendly experience. Can't be 100% on that, but this is one that I'm definitely going to keep my eye out on. This is another free event as well. It happens on select nights in October from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. You can just roll up and just check it out. And, I mean, I don't know. I'm excited for that one. I've never been to it. I've never even heard of it before this, so.
I love all these displays.
Yeah, and I know it was pretty popular because I was YouTubing Pirate's Cave like 2019 and 2018, and there were quite a few videos on it, and it looked pretty good. One thing about this particular home haunt that I think they did really, really well was their lighting. Their lighting it perfectly captures like the water, like a mood. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. It's so good.
So last but not least, you talked to me just this morning about this Knights of the Jack.
This one, tickets haven't gone on sale yet, but it was announced that it was going to be happening as a drive-through experience. I'm not quite sure when tickets are going to go live, and it might get canceled, but the website is live, and you can put your email in, and they'll alert you when tickets go on sale. But this is another drive-through experience, and it's kind of in line with like Pumpkin Nights, where you're going to be driving through, and they're going to do all these different, very interesting themes with pumpkins, dinosaurs, sharks, you know, aliens, and also some spooky stuff. And I think this is going to be a very family-friendly event, and I think also, if they allow it, it'll capture beautifully on film and on camera, and it's a great photo opportunity. So this one I'm excited to go to because it's going to be kind of like the breather, you know? We always need that event that's like a
decompression.
Yeah, the decompression event, it is all the way out in Calabasas.
Yes. So it is far. I am excited. I hope that it does come through. There hasn't been any new information on it, but if it does happen, I will definitely be buying my tickets, and I am excited to go through that experience for sure. Because I loved Pumpkin Nights. We loved that kind of stuff.
It was good.
You guys said Calabasas, that's close to Thousand Oaks, is Reign of Terror happening this year?
Yes, so another one that we can talk to you guys about is Reign of Terror, and that takes place in Thousand Oaks. It's about a 30-minute interactive haunted house. It has 100+ rooms, and they just announced their tickets. You can't buy the tickets yet, but I do believe it is happening from September 25th to October 31st on select select nights. I believe it's from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m., but fact check me. And you can also put in your email for that, and you can get a notification when tickets go live. But there is one big thing about this event that I think you should know about, and that is, due to COVID-19, they are not going to have any live scare actors in this experience. They're only going to have staff members making sure that you comply with the rules. They're also going to do a single file line, a few people at a time, maybe even one at a time from what it sounded like. And this is going to be just something that if you want to experience the sets and the lighting and the special effects, this is definitely going to be your kind of haunt. But if you're looking to get scared by scare actors, you're not going to get that from here. I do believe they're going to have some jump scares with like animatronics for sure.
And they do.
They absolutely do. Yeah, but there's going to be no live talent in this attraction. So keep that in mind when you're buying your tickets. Definitely do your research. I still think it's going to be a very fun experience. The sets themselves are incredible.
About corn mazes this year, do you think they're going to have
I was looking into corn mazes this year.
I love corn mazes. And I remember when we were younger, when we used to live out there, my Girl Scout troop did a huge corn maze, and I think it was out in Camarillo.
Yeah, with the big flags.
Yes, the one with the big flags. Are there any corn mazes this year? We have never, as a team, done a corn maze, and this is the year to do a corn maze.
There's a corn maze in Chino Hills. Now, I don't know if it's...
Let's go.
Well, I don't know if it's updated information, because every time I look up, like, haunts, I have to look and see when the date is, because there's a lot of websites from last year that are still live and active. But there was one in Chino Hills, there was one in, I think, Thousand Oaks. I think there was one in LA. I'm like, where in LA can there be a corn maze? But I'm sure there's an area that can...
It's not what you're thinking.
Yeah, it's like, is this like buildings of corn? Like, is this like what? So I don't know. We'll have to do more research, but I was looking into that because I think corn mazes would be a very fun and safe way to be able to have a good spooky time.
Yeah, I think corn mazes.
If we can find one, we will definitely go.
And Chino Hills is not that far.
Yeah, let's
As
look
a
into the
team.
Chino Hills one.
Yeah, as a team, we could totally do it. We could do it.
And I would love to go to a real pumpkin patch. Do you think those are going to happen this year?
I don't know, but if you want to go to a pumpkin patch, the best one is kind of out in Seal Beach area. It's gigantic, and you can pick
Jones? No, it's not what it's called. What is it called?
I don't know. I know where it is. I can
where we used to
drive
get our
to
trees
it.
from for Christmas. We used to get those really, really big pumpkins.
Yeah, they've got like the Cinderella pumpkins where they're just gigantic. The Big Mac pumpkins.
They've
got all kinds of
we
pumpkins.
get to carve pumpkins together this year, as long as it's before the last 2 weeks of October.
But yeah,
we get to do all the spooky shit that we normally don't get to do because we're so busy.
Yeah. I mean, so...
We're going to have a pumpkin carving contest.
Do you want to... Maybe we can do research and see if the corn maze in Chino Hills and the Seal Beach Pumpkin Patch are going to be open this year. I mean, they're outside.
They're outside events, yeah.
I can't imagine it being too terribly difficult to make it happen, but yeah. So, I mean, thank you guys very much for watching this video. A lot of exciting haunts, and especially home haunts that have been announced this year. We've always been saying that we want to go to home haunts. We're finally going to be doing it this year. I'm excited to see the passion. I'm excited to see the love. I think it's going to be a great time.
Alright guys, so thank you so much for watching the video. Now, one more thing before we go. If you guys are doing any kind of yard display, like tiny ones, we're not even talking about home haunts, but even, you know, you put up some skeletons, some making your own cemetery, whatever, please send those pictures our way, or put them up on your Instagram and tag us in them so that we can put them up on our Instagram and kind of feature what everybody's doing this year.
I would love to see that.
Yeah. We want to see your yard displays. We want to see your decorations. I want to see your pumpkin carvings because my little brother over here is a really good pumpkin carver, and I want someone to show him up.
I don't think I'm that good.
You are.
I really don't.
But you are.
Don't let them hype you up on this, okay? There's some pretty incredible people out there, and
I want to see them. So
that's right. And if anything else is going to be going on, we will definitely keep you updated. You know, if Knott's decides to do something, if Universal decides to do something, we're not sure because nobody has announced anything yet. But I don't know. Everything changes every day. Yeah.
There's breadcrumbs leading to maybe there might be some sort of something. Knott's and Universal, but it's not confirmed yet.
Nothing is.
We will keep our eyes open.
That's right.
Finkies crossed.
So with that said, everyone, always be...
Because you never know where your compass will take you.
See you later, guys.